this iteration of the bill. The Heritage Foundation is one of those groups. And joining me right now is the president of the Heritage Foundation, former South Carolina Senator Jim DeMint. Senator, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you, Kate. Good to be with you.
Thank you. Can you take me inside that room, please? What was the message that you heard from President Trump?
It was very clear. We all agreed that Obamacare is a disaster. It's getting worse every day. People are losing their insurance because it's getting more expensive. They have fewer choices. We all agreed we need to repeal Obamacare, and the president agreed to work with us on some of our concerns. So it was really a good atmosphere, a discussion of things we were concerned about, but we all agreed that this cancer on our health care system called Obamacare needs to be removed.
But no agreement, though, is how to tackle that, right?
Well, we have a strong recommendation that the bill the House and the Senate passed in 2015 should be passed again, so that debate immediately shifts from repeal to how do we improve our health care system. That's how we can get some Democrats to work with us. But as long as the repeal is tied up with some of the replace ideas, we're not going to get any Democrats to work with us. So then we're very limited on what we could do because of this reconciliation process that is very limiting.
And you very well know what reconciliation process is, what that all entails. But you hear from Mitch McConnell, this is the vehicle, folks. That's the message. You're going to have to get on board. You're going to have to fall in line. I want you to answer from what we heard from some of the reporting from inside the room is the message coming from the president is, by opposing this, you're helping the other side. Did you hear that?
No, I don't believe that at all. In fact, I don't believe that the current bill could pass the House or the Senate. So if we really want to repeal Obamacare and fix our health care system, we need to look at what we know we can do. And we know that this 2015 bill that was passed by the House and the Senate and sent to President Obama could be passed again and immediately reshape the debate to how we can improve our current system. Kate, we don't need a new health care system. We had the best health care system in the world before Obamacare, but Obamacare has become a cancer on our system, hurt our health insurance market, and raised the prices of health care and health insurance. So we do need to act. We need to govern, but we don't need to take a bill here that actually creates another federal entitlement and could make the system worse long term.
Well, right now, all signs point to, and we'll wait to hear what House Speaker Paul Ryan says, but I doubt that his view on this has changed in the last 24 hours when we've heard from him. They're moving ahead with this, Senator. I mean, can Republicans, in your view, stand to see this effort fail? Will there be a bloodbath, as the president has suggested, in the midterm if this effort fails?
Oh, I don't think we'll fail, but I think we're getting different messages from the White House and from the Congress. The president was very interested in working with us, working with our concerns. We're getting a little different message from the Congress right now. And so I think the leaders in the Congress are going to have to come around to the point of view that we need to make this bill such that it does lower the cost of health insurance, creates more choices for people. And the way it's set up right now, Kate, it does not do that.
So, Senator, you have some conservatives like Congressman Amash. He says that this isn't even a GOP bill in his view. You've got Senator Cotton. He wrote a series of messages this morning on Twitter, one of them saying this: House health care bill can't pass the Senate without changes. You clearly agree with that. To my friends in the House, he says, pause, start over, get it right, don't get it fast. They clearly think this whole thing needs to be thrown out and to start over. Do you think that's what needs to happen, throw this out and start over?
They don't really have to start over. They just need to take the core of the bill, which they've already passed. We call it the 2015 bill, which essentially repeals the guts of Obamacare. And they just need to get that done and get it to the president, create a little momentum. But then I'm certain that some of the Democrats would work on some of these ideas of how we could assist the poor in buying plans, how we could do more to create interstate competition, which is not in this bill, how we could have association
health plans. If the House Speaker and the Senate Majority Leader does not listen, they do not listen to your advice, what then?
Well, we cannot support the bill in its current form. I do not think that they'll have the votes in the House or Senate to pass it. So it's really up to the leadership. If they want to repeal Obamacare and improve our health care system, they need to do what they know works, and that's to pass the bill they've passed before.
Senator, do you trust the CBO? I'm sorry, Senator, I hate these delays. Do you trust the CBO? Because what we're hearing from some Republican leaders now is, even from the White House, is they're seeming to already be calling into question the veracity of a CBO cost estimate. You heard it from Steve Scalise calling them unelected bureaucrats, and the White House saying don't look to the CBO for accuracy if that's what you're looking for. Do you trust a CBO estimate?
No, they've never been right. I was in the House and Senate for 15 years and really have not been close. It's part of the process. We need to get estimates from the Congressional Budget Office, but we do modeling here as well at Heritage, and we can get, I think, a better idea of what it might actually cost. But when it comes to entitlement programs like this or government spending, they always estimate too low. So we've got to be careful not to create another federal boondoggle that might replace the current Obamacare boondoggle. We can get this right. There's some good people in the Republican Party in the House and the Senate working on it. I talked to some good policy people at the White House yesterday who seem really interested. And the President himself wants to work with us to get this right. So right now I'm cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic, but definitely not there yet. Senator DeMint, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kate.
All righty, joining me now to continue the discussion, CNN senior political analyst, editor at The Atlantic, Ron Brownstein is here, and CNN political commentator, former communications director for Senator Ted Cruz, Amanda Carpenter. Ron Brownstein, Jim DeMint